So good morning everyone. I am Francine Angela Curda and I will be reporting about the principles of fear. So last meeting, you have learned what fear is and how actions proceed from fear. So before going to my main topic, I will give you a little background what ethical principles is. So ethics, it is doing good and avoiding evil, while principle, it is from your own belief or how you see things. So ethical principles, it is a general judgment that serves as a basic justification and evaluates human action. So in other words, it is a moral standard set by a person, or let's just say it is set by a company that should be followed to its employees. So let's now proceed to my main topic, which is the principles of fear. An act done from fear, however great, is simply voluntary, although it is also unconditionally involuntary. So there are three principles of fear: an act done from fear, an act done out of fear, and then an act done because of intense fear. So there is a big difference in those three principles. So let us differentiate those. First is an act done with fear. It is voluntary. It is because you are responsible of your own action and you have a control of yourself whether you'll do it or not. That's why it is voluntary. So, for example, cheating. In cheating, naa kay plan nga mo cheat ka. And then after nga mo cheat, naka-realize ka nga mahadlo ka that the teacher might caught you cheating. So, the voluntariness in here is that you have the right whether you'll do it or not, or imong i-continue nga mo cheat ka or dili. That's why it is voluntary. So, you are not afraid of cheating, but you are afraid of the consequences that you might get, just like the teacher might cut you cheating. So that's why an act done with fear. So the second principle is an act done out of fear. So it is simply voluntary, although it is also unconditionally involuntary. So we can say it is voluntary. It is because you are responsible of your own action, or you have the right, or you have in control of your actions. So it is involuntary. It is because you are doing it because you are in fear of something, or nakay kahadlok mong imo nang gibuhat. So that's why it is voluntary. Then for example, there is a man who is always smoking, and then he suddenly stopped on smoking because he's afraid that he might get a lung cancer. So that's why the voluntariness in here is whether the man will continue on smoking or the man will stop on smoking. So it is voluntary because he suddenly stopped because he's in fear of something, that he might get lung cancer. So that is the involuntariness of that example. Voluntary again is whether the man would stop smoking or the man will continue in smoking. And then the involuntary is he suddenly stop, or like himo niya or iya jung gidaritso og stop kay mahadlok siya nga makaget og lung cancer. And then the third principle of fear is an act done because of intense fear. So it is because of panic. So panic, it is a uncontrollable feeling. So suddenly ra na siya, sudden ra na siya nga mahitabo gyud. Like wala ka kabalo. So mingon na siya nga because of intense fear. It is because kay imong actions is ni diretso ra siya buhat. Wala kay control, dili ka responsible ana nga action. Kay tungod sa kahadlok nimo. So nadiretso na nimo buhat. So for example, you're a cashier in a restaurant, and then there is a robber, then the robber put his gun on your head. So mauna, imong gibuhat is imong gidiretso hatag niya ang money. It is because mahadlo ka kung unsay mahitabo sa imuha. So that's why it is an action because of intense fear, and an act done because of intense fear. So that's all for my report about the principles of fear.